Erikson's stages of development. Erikson was an ego psychologist who developed the theory of psychosocial development in 1930. It deals with impact of social interaction and relationships on human growth and development. Erikson's theory was based on what is known as the epigenetic principle. This principle suggests that people grow in a sequence that occurs over time and in the context of a larger community. Psychosocial development describes how a person's personality develops, and how social skills are learned from infancy through adulthood. In each stage, there is a conflict that serves as a turning point in development. Success or failure in dealing with conflict leads to development of healthy personality. Erikson believed that each stage aims at development of ego strength. If the stage is handled well, the person will feel a sense of mastery, which is sometimes referred to as ego strength or ego quality. If the stage is managed poorly, the person will emerge with a sense of inadequacy in that aspect of development. The stages of psychosocial development. Stage 1. Infants depend on caregivers, usually parents, for basic needs such as food. Infants learn to trust others based upon how well caregivers meet their needs. Trust: when caregivers respond promptly to an infant's cries, the baby can learn to rely on others. As caregivers fill an infant's needs, the baby can develop a sense of trust and security. Mistrust: if caregivers neglect an infant's needs, or if care is sporadic, an infant may grow insecure. They may learn they cannot rely on others and thus feel unsafe. During the first stage of psychosocial development, children develop a sense of trust when caregivers provide reliability, care, and affection. A lack of this will lead to mistrust. Stage 2. During this phase, young children begin exploring the world around them. They learn more about their environment and their place within it. They also develop basic skills such as toilet training. Autonomy: in this stage, caregivers often serve as a safe base from which to explore the world. When caregivers encourage independence, children will feel secure enough to take risks. Shame: children whose caregivers discourage them may develop feelings of shame. If caregivers foster excessive dependence, the child may learn to doubt their own abilities. Erikson believed that achieving a balance between autonomy and shame and doubt would lead to will, which is the belief that children can act with intention, within reason and limits. Stage 3. Preschoolers are increasingly focused on doing things themselves and establishing their own goals. Initiative: when caregivers nurture these tendencies, children learn how to make decisions and plan for the future. They can grow into adults who are able to follow their ambitions. Guilt: if children are criticized for being assertive, they may feel guilt for pursuing their desires. Controlling caregivers may teach children to follow another's lead rather than starting their own plans. When an ideal balance of individual initiative and a willingness to work with others is achieved, the ego quality known as purpose emerges. Stage 4. As children grow in independence, they become increasingly aware of themselves as individuals. They begin to compare themselves with others. Industry: children who are accomplished compared to their peers can develop self-confidence and pride. Praise for their achievements can boost their self-esteem. Inferiority: children who do not achieve certain milestones may doubt their abilities or self-worth. When children are constantly criticized, they may develop feelings of inferiority. Successfully finding a balance at this stage leads to the strength known as competence, in which children develop a belief in their abilities to handle the tasks set before them. Stage 5. The famed term identity crisis comes from this period of development. During this stage, adolescents' main goal is to answer the question, "Who am I?" They may try different personas to determine which roles fit them best. Identity: to succeed in this stage, adolescents need to establish a coherent sense of self. They will need to determine their priorities in life, family, academic success, etc. Then they will need to set goals for their adult selves based on those values. Role confusion. Some adolescents may have a weak sense of self. They may struggle to break away from the person their parents or peers expect them to be. Without a consistent identity, they may grow confused about what they truly want for the future. Our sense of personal identity is shaped by our experiences and interactions with others, and it is this identity that helps guide our actions, beliefs, and behaviors as we age. Stage 6. According to Erikson, young adulthood is the period during which many people get married or develop significant relationships. It has been defined as anywhere from 20 to 24 years to 20 to 40 years. Intimacy. Relationships can be a key source of affection and intimacy in adulthood. Many find emotional benefits from having a committed, lifelong bond. Isolation. According to Erikson, people who do not develop relationships may become socially isolated. They may develop long-term feelings of loneliness. Successful resolution of this stage results in the virtue known as love. It is marked by the ability to form lasting, meaningful relationships with other people. Stage 7. The focus of this stage is to contribute to society and the next generation. Adults in this stage are often at the height of their careers. Many people are raising children. Generativity. People may offer guidance to the next generation through parenting or mentorship. They may also lead the way by leaving a legacy. Contributing to society's future can give people a sense of community and purpose. Stagnation. Some people may feel as if they have no impact on society. If people do not find their work meaningful, they may feel restless or isolated. Some may feel they have peaked and that their lives will only get worse in the future. Care is the virtue achieved when this stage is handled successfully. Being proud of your accomplishments, watching your children grow into adults, and developing a sense of unity with your life partner are important accomplishments of this stage. Stage 8. During this phase, older adults reflect on the life they have lived. Ego integrity. Those who feel fulfilled by their lives can face death and aging proudly. Despair. People who have disappointments or regrets may fall into despair. Those who feel proud of their accomplishments will feel a sense of integrity. Successfully completing this phase means looking back with few regrets and a general feeling of satisfaction. These individuals will attain wisdom, even when confronting death. There are several criticisms of Erikson's psychosocial theory of development. Some critics believe that Erikson was too focused on the idea that these stages need to be completed sequentially, and only occur in the age ranges he suggests. Other critics point out that Erikson used the European or American male experience as a template for all humans when he designed his stages of development. In addition, Erikson does not provide information about what types of experiences have to occur for a person to be successful in resolving the psychosocial crises at each stage.